Renault Scenic E-Tech. After falling out of favor as a pure MPV, Renault Scenic has been reinvented as an electric family crossover. What's that? You thought the MPV was dead? Yeah, us too. But it seems there's hope for those who've been yearning for a modern family mover that isn't a high-riding SUV, because life has been breathed back into the class with an all-new, all-electric Renault Scenic E-Tech. Design and styling. That's all well and good, but a walk around the outside leaves questions as to whether the swoopy window line and fairly narrow rear screen can really bode brilliantly for the airiness and visibility that you might want of something claimed to be a family specialist, even if it leaves no doubt as to the modern, SUV-ish style traits. Based on the same CMF-EV platform as the Nissan Ariya and Renault Megane E-Tech, both also electric crossovers, the Scenic gets a single permanent magnet motor on the front axle, which delivers 167 brake horsepower in the Comfort Range version or 215 brake horsepower in the long range that we're testing here. There's no dual motor, 4-wheel drive model planned. The batteries are 60 kWh and 87 kWh nickel-manganese cobalt packs that are good for WLTP combined ranges of 267 and 388 miles respectively. Their LG-sourced cells are said to achieve 6% better energy density than in the Megane, which itself was launched as recently as the beginning of 2022. However, it's likely that only the bigger battery Scenic will make it to the UK in high-spec trims that will cost from around £40,000. It's notable that a heat pump is standard, while charging maxes out at a very competitive 150 kilowatts. The 22 kilowatts AC option will be useful for those with regular access to a faster, 3-phase AC charger. Interior. So is the Renault Scenic E-Tech really MPV-like inside? Its 545-liter boot capacity is certainly promising. You open the tailgate to a really deep, squared-off load space that's complete with a few bag hooks, a 12V charger, and cable storage under the floor. The problem is that the floor is a long way down from the load lip, and the 40/20/40 split rear seats leave a big step up when folded down. So while there's plenty of space in the boot, it's mostly in the depth. However, while the 3-way seat split is more useful than the 60/40th split of many rivals, and the center armrest has a cunning hidden phone stand and 2 charging ports, the seats don't slide or recline, and you can mount only 2 child seats to them. For true family practicality, we would have wanted more seat versatility, ideally 3 individually adjustable seats with 3 sets of ISOFIX points in proper MPV fashion. Sadly, such ultimate practicality seems to be reserved for van-based cars nowadays. Sometimes these really huge, portrait-oriented screens are actually harder to use on the move than those smaller screens that have a ledge on which to steady your hand, but the large icons and reasonably straightforward layout of this Renault system make it pretty easy to get along with. Which perhaps can't be said about the array of stalks coming out of the right-hand side of the steering column, where you will find the gear selector, the indicators, and a chunky growth of buttons below that again for the audio. It's a lot of protruding controls to be fumbling around within a small area. Engines and performance. You get the same multi-sense driving modes here as in the Megane E-Tech, meaning that you can cycle through personal, comfort, eco and sport to alter the steering weight and accelerator response, as well as the interior ambient lighting and climate settings. Our 87 kWh iconic test car rode on big, 20 inches, wheels and Michelin Primacy tires, and felt more than fast enough for everyday driving. The 8.4 seconds 0 to 62 miles per hour time is hardly noteworthy, but the Scenic feels urgent enough when you want it, and appropriately smooth, punchy and intuitive the rest of the time. Renault now gives you 3 strengths of regenerative braking to choose from, just as in the Kia Niro EV and Hyundai Kona Electric, which will be among the Scenic's key rivals, or you can turn it off entirely to coast freely. Even the heaviest doesn't quite afford one-pedal driving, but it's close to it, and having easy control of the various settings means that you can use them almost as gears for deceleration, should you want to. Otherwise, braking response is a touch inconsistent at times in harder use, but overall the Scenic will ease you through the daily muddle very nicely. So that's our short review this time. Hopefully it's useful. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share for other latest video updates. Thanks for watching.